audio.
The words, yep, you got 50 seconds. I'm about to let you hear.
It's that simple. Receive a $75 sponsored job credit on your first post at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and restrictions apply.
2 big snowstorms in just over a week. It opened up a bunch of new trails, and we're skiing and riding that smooth packed powder at Snow Valley. They jumped up to 100% 30 packed powder trails and mountain high on nearly 3 dozen slopes. Those spots getting more than 1.5 feet of fresh snow from that last storm. And Snow Summit skiing and riding on 26 slopes, and Bear Mountain is 100%. They also got around 1.5 feet from that last storm, too. Great days to ski for the rest of the week. We'll maintain packed powder and get a little milder as we get closer to the weekend. Mammoth on 150 trails. They got 10 feet of snow in the last week. Tickets available everywhere Monday through Friday, so you can hit the slopes when skiing's at its best. I'm Chuck Devine on KMET 1490 AM.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Joining our live stream audience there, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope TV, and of course, wherever you can find us, we are there. We appreciate you for tuning in to this episode of the morning show. Got lots of stories coming up, but Jesse, what's going on in your life?
Not much. Just enjoying the February weather right now. And I keep seeing pictures of is today Groundhog's Day?
It could be. The question is, what does that mean? Are we going to redo it day after day after day after day after day after day after day? Or are we going to, I don't know. Is it? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to that. What's the national day for today?
I think today is Groundhog Day, and I think we got another, 6 weeks of winter?
Even better. You know what? I anytime we have more winter than we do summer, I'm okay with that. Yes, it's National Groundhog's Day. Good job. I did not pay attention to that. It's also National Heavenly Hash Day and National Tater Tot Day. Which will you want to celebrate today, Jesse?
I'll celebrate Groundhog's Day, mainly because I feel like watching that movie today now.
I know. What a great movie. What was your favorite part of that?
I enjoyed the whole movie. There's a couple parts where he's tired of everything and he just starts going in the truck and just driving off the road or something. But it's a fun movie to watch if you've never seen it before.
Yeah, I remember that. I was thinking, if you could relive one day, what day would you live? But there you go, National Groundhog Day on February 2nd. Ask one question, will you see a shadow? And will there be 6 more weeks of winter? Well, you got the answer from Jesse, so there you go. The tradition actually is intertwined with the Christian holiday Candlemas. The clergy would bless candles, symbolizing the light of the world, to give to their congregations. Another tradition associated with this day is eating crepes. Germans practice the art of predicting the winter with a hedgehog, good old Sonic. And I know, right? Like, who knew? I guess some couldn't afford a hedgehog. When they arrived in the U.S., they settled in the hills of Pennsylvania, and the groundhog became the official predictor. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, which is where it was shot there of Groundhog Day, has been chosen as a site for the annual Groundhog Day event. Thousands of people come to the town of Punxsutawney on Groundhog Day for the day of celebration. Not sure what that's like during this time of the year, but who knows? Groundhog Day received widespread attention as a result of, what year did Groundhog Day come out, Jesse?
Ooh, good question. 1964? Oh, wait, the movie.
Yeah, the movie.
1989?
Close, 83.
Dang.
83, yeah. I don't know if you're thinking of like an older version of one, but there you go. Punxsutawney Phil. Remember that? And it's like Phil, the darn groundhog that made him do the day in and day out. If you guys haven't seen that or seen that with the little kids, it's a good fun film to watch. My favorite was when he learned how to play the piano, and he kept going backwards and he kept learning. And then the other one where he knew everything about her, but she's like, are you like, what's wrong with, like, you know what I mean? He's like, no, I just know things about you. She's like, are you stalking? Like, remember, that was funny. He's like, no, I just know things about you. It's so funny. But what a great film. So there you go. All right. Some fun in your day. Where are you tuning in from? Let us know. Do big shout outs. Shadow tuning in says, good morning, Earthlings. Angel Robertson over there says, good morning, all the way from Scotland. Thank you for tuning in. Rosalie says, good morning. Thank you from California. Thank you, Rosalie, for tuning in. Okay, on today's show, we're going to be talking a little bit later to a couple of guests on the very subject of life and how it happens. And there's a recent study that's showing that 6 out of 10 Americans are planning to make Carpe Diem their new mantra after the COVID-19 pandemic. A lot of priorities have been changed. Of course, a lot of people are starting to think more about life. Others are focusing on families and trying to plan properly in the event that something happens. But what is it that we can all figure out? We're going to have Life Happens, which is a nonprofit, join us a little bit around the corner of Faisa Stafford, who's the CEO and president of Life Happens, will be joining us. Also, Dr. Reena Patel, who is a licensed psychologist and board certified behavior analyst, will discuss some of the findings here. So there you go. I think the biggest question here, though, is of these, which one do you focus on most, Jesse? And maybe to our audience there, financial security, a successful career, retirement, marriage, or just having no debt?
Oh, what, can I choose a little bit of all of the above?
Yeah, sure.
They're all important. How do you focus on just one?
Well, again, they kind of rank them. They rank them on, and you're right, they're all important, but they rank which one is top number one. So, I mean, some, well, but which one would you do right now? Because it depends on your time of life. But you're right. Like some would focus on, I think a lot of people being younger don't focus on retirement, right?
They should.
You don't think about that until you're like, how long is it going to be until I'm like, needing retirement? Marriage, zero debt, successful career, financial security. Oddly enough, they're all different.
I'm going to go with successful career.
Okay. All right. And I don't know what that means, but it is what it is, because right, with the successful career comes money, and without it, so, which is a huge discussion around the world. I'm looking at some news here about that exact thing. The GOP stimulus plan cuts payments for 29 million people. Not sure if you saw that. That's the latest news there. A lot of information. An estimated 29 million people would lose out on stimulus payments under a GOP proposal. The Republican counterproposal on coronavirus relief unveiled that many would.
I'm just going to interrupt you for 1 second here just to listen to Senator Susan Collins just coming out of a meeting. We'll go back to Manu.
Okay. The GOP plan would cut off cash for individuals earning more than $50,000 a year and couples earning more than $100,000, according to a fact sheet provided by the office of Maine Republican Senator Susan Collins, who rolled out the proposal Sunday with 9 other Republicans. 78% of families would qualify for relief payment under the proposal, while 95% would be eligible under Biden's proposal, according to analysts at the Penn Wharton budget model, who warned that the figures are preliminary since no formal legislative text is available yet. Biden has asked Congress to send an additional $1,400 to Americans who are already getting $600 under the package approved by Congress in December, bringing the total to $2,000. People earning less than $75,000 and couples earning less than $150,000 would receive the full amount under Biden's plan, and payments would gradually phase out. That would cover 99% of tax filers earning between $77,000 and $110,000. That's according to an analysis by the Nonpartisan Tax Foundation, while 8% of filers in that same bracket would qualify under the GOP plan. The lower income thresholds meant to exclude people who have not been hurt financially by the pandemic and target those who need the money the most. In the next income bracket, 1% of tax filers earning between $110,000 and $157,000 would receive money from the Republican plan, compared to 75% of them under the Biden plan. So the question is, are we going to get help or not? That's all I care about, right? How many are making that much money anyway that are listening right now? I would venture to say, as a single person, unless you have a really high paying job, a lot of us sit sometimes under that, oddly enough. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the vast majority of Americans are under that little threshold.
Yeah, I know. So you got to be careful over there. And then there's this, Democrats are laying out the case against the impeachment. Of course, we're still dealing with that. The House impeachment managers are currently arguing that
for
former
a legal team
Donald
to quit
Trump
now
should be convicted for inciting the insurrection at the Capitol last month and barred from holding future office. The House managers laid out their case in a pre-trial legal brief filed Tuesday morning, today, in which they accused Trump of stirring up violence against Congress in an attempt to upend the peaceful transfer of power. They provided a constitutional defense for holding an impeachment trial of a former president. The House impeachment team wrote this, quote, President Trump's responsibility for the events of January 6th is unmistakable. President Trump's effort to extend his grip on power by fomenting violence against Congress was a profound violation of the oath he swore, it provoking an insurrectionary riot against joint session of Congress after losing an election is not an impeachable offense. It is hard to imagine what would be. I think he set a precedent there, right, Jesse?
Most definitely.
Yeah. I mean, does everybody go like, hell no, I won't go? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. So there you go. Which he probably, I mean, it was kind of his own form of protesting, right? I thought he didn't like protesters, but whatever. What happened to law and order? Or what happened to all those statements? I just don't understand. Let's see. Stephanie bringing some sunshine over there says, hello, happy editing this glorious day for today's awesome busy day ahead. She edits a lot, so she's always working. Martha Casaratunian says he created violence and brainwashed so many people. Oh, man, tell me about it. I can't even tell you how many people. Right, Jesse, haven't we had that discussion where some just don't make sense? Like even the situation closing down LA Dodgers, how their backwards thinking wasn't working properly.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about those anti-vaxxers.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense. I mean, but anyway, so there you go. And sometimes some people will just believe whatever they want to believe, right? No matter what, like logic you throw at them. So there you go. All right, people, we got to take a quick break. We'll be back with more. How are you planning your future? We want to know about it. Let us know on social media. Which of those are most important to you? Which are you thinking of? Maybe we'll ask some questions around the corner. We'll be right back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
You need a car, been shopping only to be turned down because of bad credit, low credit, no credit, bankruptcy, or divorce? Guess what? Today's your lucky day because now you can buy a car, truck, or SUV, just about any vehicle. It's true. Bad credit doesn't matter. No credit doesn't matter. Bankruptcy or divorce, it just doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, your job is your ticket to your new vehicle. We're Auto Credit Express, and we've helped thousands of people just like you. Antonio H. told us, great company, got me connected, and the day I went in, I drove off in the car I wanted. 100% worth your time. Need a car? Get started now and drive off as early as today. Just go to 12ignoremyscore.com right now. That's www.12ignoremyscore.com. Auto financing the easy way. 12ignoremyscore.com. Get started today. Auto financing the easy way.
Check out the online California Youth Leadership Summit on Saturday, February the 6th from 2 to 5 p.m. Topics for the high school and college panels include climate change, racial equality, gender equity, world peace, and coping with the pandemic. Panel moderators include such celebrities as former NFL quarterback Mark Sanchez and Guinness World Record-holding mountaineer Marin Minamia. It's open to all ages. To register for free, visit www.californiasummit.org. That's www.californiasummit.org.
My mom is a breast cancer survivor. The United Breast Cancer Foundation saved her life. Their free breast cancer exam caught the cancer early, and that saved her life. But now the foundation needs your help so they can continue offering free or low-cost breast screening exams, saving more women's lives. Help them by donating your car, whether it's running or not. They'll provide fast, free 24-hour pickup, and you receive a charitable tax deduction, plus the great feeling you'll get knowing your donated car is going to help save more lives. Just call 800-781-0965 to set the wheels in motion. They take cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs, running or not. Call 800-781-0965. The United Breast Cancer Foundation needs your help, and your donation could literally save women's lives, helping them catch breast cancer early, like they did with my mom. Donate today. 800-781-0965. That's 800-781-0965.
Chef Jamie Gwen here. Tune in for delicious conversation every Sunday at 4 p.m. to feed your soul. You'll hear from celebrity chefs, Food Network stars, authors, artisans, winemakers, and more on my show. And each week brings a new culinary experience. So join me at the table Sundays at 4 p.m. right here on KMET 1490 ABC News Radio.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Joining our live stream audience there, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Periscope TV, and wherever else you're tuning in from. We appreciate you. Lots of people having fun around the world, oddly enough. I know what you're thinking. You're like, wait, who's having fun? But, some people are having some fun. Right, Jesse?
Right? I'm like, who's having fun? I want to have fun.
Well, several people are now in custody having fun for making alterations to the Hollywood sign with the Holly Boo. Was it boob or boot? I don't know. Oh, my goodness, Jesse. Come on. That's, should they be allowed to be in prison? I don't know.
Oh, my God. Did they finish it or did they get caught before they did?
6 people are in custody after apparently making unauthorized changes to the Hollywood sign. Because you got to have authorization to make it Holly Boob. Come on. Think about it, people. It appeared the letters on the sign were altered to read Holly Boob. The alterations were not permanent. Park rangers quickly restored the sign to its normal status. LAPD officers took 6 people into custody. Aw, well, you know what? They had some time. I mean, it is what it is. The sign is protected with gates and sensors, and entering the property is considered trespassing. Trespassers have managed to alter the sign on a few occasions in the past, including changing it to read Hollyweed in 2017. Do you remember that?
I do remember that. I wish they would have finished Hollyboob, but...
And Holywood, that was the one in 1987 when it was visited by the Pope. Holywood. In 2016, YouTube prankster climbed the sign, displayed a banner that declared, "I'm back," and there you go. So don't do that. You might get actually, written up for that. I wonder, is that a misdemeanor? How does that roll, Jesse?
Right? Good question. Like, how much jail time would you face? And is it worth it? I believe it is.
You're like, hey, if you're going to go down like that, right? So there you go. Holly Boob is actually no longer in existence. So don't say you're going to visit there anytime soon. All right. But there you go. Let's see. Lots of other news, especially this. What is going on with making money and then some? Did you hear about one man who turned his stimulus check into $40,000, Jesse?
How do you do that? Explain.
Well, it's called smart investing, I believe, but I could be wrong on that. The question of the day is, how can you make money from money, right? So evidently, this man did it. It was featured on ABC 7. Orange County hospital worker turned stimulus checks into more than $40,000. That looks like one of those clickbait things like, wait, right. Can I do that? So you'll know it because this was the big thing. I didn't really get to cover it, but GameStop, right? GameStop was a huge sensation all of a sudden, Jesse. What happened with GameStop? Do you know?
The gist of it, I don't know too much the terminology, but apparently some hedge fund group tried to, I guess, short sell stock from GameStop. So it's pretty much they're betting on them to go bankrupt.
Right.
So apparently these people on Reddit, Wall Street Bets was their subreddit. They're all like, hey, let's all invest in GameStop. And it's pretty much they turned that $20 stock into, I think at the top it was like 300 something per. So it went from $20 to 300 something. And so that hedge fund lost billions. So that's when a lot of people were getting mad because trading apps like Robinhood and stuff, they stopped the ability to buy GameStop stock.
Interesting.
So a lot of people made money on it. I remember reading a story about this, I think 8-year-old received some GameStop stock a few years back from his mom. And that kid sold it for like $3,600. So he made out.
You know what? Sometimes stocks come up, sometimes they come down. I wonder how many are going to cash out and all of a sudden it's going to start plummeting. I don't know. But you know what? I do say, you know what? Good for him. Arya Hamzalo of Irvine is a hospital worker there. His life is changed. He literally did exactly, I guess, the same thing. According to him, he said, though, some instinct told me to get 100 shares of GameStop instead of 50. Days later, that's when like the huge increase happened. And I'm like, whoa, all of a sudden I had to have a serious talk with my wife. After a huge surge in the price of GameStop, he had turned his family's COVID relief checks from last summer and this winter into $40,000. Of course, his portfolio of stocks is fairly diverse, so he invests pretty regularly, evidently. And so, but there you go. According to him, he says, what the Wall Street people don't understand is that I'm not sort of an internet troll. I'm not some young guy on the internet throwing money at a random stock. I actually went and studied all these stocks. It was actually pretty hard. He credits forums like Reddit, like you just mentioned, where thousands of regular people were there to invest their money. The reason it, of course, surged, the group decided to buy that stock, which is what you just said. It says he was watching TV when one hedge fund manager said something that really upset him. Leon Cooperman, who's a billionaire hedge fund manager, said, quote, the reason the market is doing what it's doing is people are sitting at home getting their checks from the government, and this fair share is a bleepity bleep concept. It's just a way of attacking wealthy people. Such a douchebag.
Because the rich people are losing money because the poor people are finally able to get a piece of the pie. Wow. That makes him sound like a tool. So I have no words for him. And yeah, I know a lot of these rich elite people are like, oh my God, the poor people are getting money. They're making us lose money.
Leon Cooperman, you need to get a little slice of humble pie. I think the last time you probably had to live on like $50 a week, you probably just, oh, I see him. Okay, yeah, he's used to the finder life. Okay, whatever. And so Hamzalo said, they made me really angry at that moment. I'm like, what is this guy seriously saying this? The difference for him is literally having a bad year or even just a bad month and maybe not buying a third or fourth house. The difference for me is buying nicer diapers for my baby, having my wife take time off of work to be with the family longer. And so there you go. He wrote it in a long blog post, but he wants other people to be able to learn about stocks at the end of the day. He says he's just trying to do the right by the growing family. And remember, these are one of those stocks or current exchange is really fun to like trade when you got the money to like lose. But evidently, you know, that type of thing is a really shot in the dark. So be careful, trade responsibly. But so there you go. What do you guys say about that? I don't know, but I just got to say that you know, when you say to me a billionaire, what was he? A billionaire hedge fund manager. It's everybody else's fault but mine. Yeah, so there you go. All right. We're going to take a quick break here on the morning show. We'll be right back with more right after these messages. Seriously, so much stupidity in the world. Dumb.
Heart to Heart Counseling and Psychotherapy Center offers virtual sessions via Zoom, Skype, FaceTime, and by phone, specializing in addictions and creating satisfying sexual relationships. Heart to Heart Counseling can help you enjoy freedom from a codependent life and create a better future for yourself and family. Heart to Heart Counseling can also help you achieve a romantic, intimate lifestyle and inner peace. To contact Dr. Robert and Dr. Mitra, go to their programmer page on the KMET AM website. Heart to Heart Counseling is here for you.
Join Daryl McCants and Yvette Walker every Tuesday at 3 p.m. on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM, and on the internet at KMET TV for the Southern California Business Report. The show is dedicated to highlighting successful businesses and the individuals behind them. Daryl and Yvette interview the incredible people managing these enterprises that range from awe-inspiring sole proprietors to world-renowned organizations. The Southern California Business Report, Tuesdays at 3 p.m. on KMET AM and on the internet at KMET TV.
The Fat Greek in Yucaipa, where you can get authentic, delicious, true, authentic gyros, Greek salads, pitas, falafel, hamburgers, burritos, and oh yes, baklava. The Fat Greek has a large selection of wines, ice-cold domestic, and imported Greek beers. Come on down to the Fat Greek located on Yucaipa Boulevard in the city of Yucaipa. Open 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. The Fat Greek has delivery, drive-through, sit-down, and a catering service. So bring in a family or give Nicholas and Christopher a call at 909-797-6018. Eat Greek, live long. Remember, if you want authentic Greek food, it's the Fat Greek in Yucaipa. Hello, listeners. Christopher here from The Christopher Show. Hey, I want to talk to you a little bit about CBD. Now, CBD is not approved by the FDA as of yet. Myself, as well as millions of other people across the USA, have used it with help for pain, anxiety, sleep, and other conditions. Now, you know, all CBD products are not equal. It really matters on where you get the CBD from. Now, I suggest you get it from a qualified pharmacist, and I happen to know of one. It's at Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California. They only carry pharmaceutical-grade CBD products of the highest quality. So if you want the best, you go to Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions. Their staff is there to help you with all your CBD, pharmacy, and mobility needs. They're located at 1680 East 6th Street in Beaumont, California. Give them a call, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California, 951-845-8252.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio KMET, 1490 AM, joining our live stream audience, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and of course, everywhere else. We appreciate each and every one of you. So, Jesse, a really quick question. You had mentioned before the middle of the show, I think, towards the beginning, somebody wrote that they could see somebody's abs from space. Whose abs can they see?
Oh, it was just some cheesy little little feel-good ad where it's all like, yeah, I'm pretty sure you can see Chris Hemsworth's abs from space. It's just because they were so well-defined.
Okay.
I think he's getting ready for the Thor movie to come up, so it would make sense he would get ripped and stuff.
Right, because that makes sense that you could see him from outer space. Never, but I look, Chris Hemsworth, like that guy works out religiously, right? I want to have that type of body too. I think the majority of people would love to just be born with that type of, like, without any work. Wouldn't that be great, Jesse?
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, if that was part of my job to look that good, I probably would, but I like tacos too much, so.
I know. I just see what you're saying. Well, in a completely different one, I'm seeing Elizabeth Hurley again and in the news headlines, and they're talking about her bikini photos from her pretend vacation. In each picture, the royal alumni's abs look insanely toned and strong. The actress is a huge fan of found fitness and exercising outside, plus clean eating. Elizabeth Hurley, let's see. You can find her on social media. Have you been following her, Jesse?
No, I have not.
Oh, okay. Because I thought you followed her, and then you can admit to it, but it's all right. All right. So let's see. Pretend vacation. I'm so fed up with being at home. I'm pretending I'm away and I'm living vicariously through my camera roll for the next 10 days. Hashtag pretend vacation. That's what she's posting on Instagram. So why do we not just share a little bit of that right here, right now? And so there you go. That's one of her fun pictures, which, you know what? Good for her. I mean, you know what? Come on, 55. Isn't that like an inspiration for a lot of people to be that fit?
Right? Because I'm pretty sure most people that age won't. Some people half that age won't even show off their body.
Yeah, I mean, even it makes me kind of like rethink things, right? So this one, day 2 of her glorious pretend vacation in the Maldives at I don't know where the place is, and anointing myself with Clinique SPF 30. Yeah, stay, definitely, but so you get what I'm saying? She's obviously keeping fit and fun. So Elizabeth Hurley, you go. And there you go. Then day 4 of her pretend vacation at the Heavenly. She's getting around there where she's being pampered into oblivion. All right. Elizabeth, just calm down there. Okay, so there you go. You can follow her on Instagram, Elizabeth Hurley 1. Look for the official check mark. Mummy, actress, model, farmer, bikini designer. Did you know that? She's a bikini designer, Jesse?
No, but I can see that.
I can see that too. So you know what? You go, girl. Maybe that's why actually she's actually posing as that. It's like, get my bikini line up, right? Makes sense. All right, let's see. What are people saying on social media? Martha Casera says it's high-end gambling. I see what you're saying about so it can be. It can be. It could be a little difficult, but it's gambling to me is a little bit more like chance, and sometimes analytics are kind of a little part of it. But I see what you're saying. I actually agree partially. If you could get a little addicted to it, you could lose a lot of money and you could gain a lot of money. Do so responsibly, do so safely. And if you can't, get advice or at least learn before you get in. Let's see. You said I should learn the game so I could jump in and gamble a little bit. You know what? Yeah, if you got expendable money. But see, he did it like with what, $1,000 or so. So he could he probably wasn't doing that bad to where he could probably go, okay, let me put it to work for me. And if you can, here's the great thing about like stocks or anything like that. If you have the ability to lose it in the beginning, you're good. So you never do it with like all your money. You get it? Because that's really bad. But
yeah, you never want to use money that you're gonna use for like bills and stuff like that.
Yeah, and he had evidently done that for a while with just stocks. So some people do have a very diversified, but he knows that just doesn't happen that quick. Sometimes people trade on news and they could lose a lot of money, and sometimes you go in a lot of money as well. I shouldn't say win. Invest. You invest in the money. Let's see. Maria says, good morning. Just cleaned away more snow. She's like, great. And asking, how old is she? Yeah, she's 55. And so pretty cool, huh? All right, we got to take a quick break here on the morning show. We'll be back with our guest coming up around the corner. We'll be right back with more right after this.
Top Line Industrial Supply, your destination for industrial tools and supplies. We make hoses while you wait, hydraulic, air, water, and custom brake lines. Take advantage of our large selection of fasteners from grade 5 to grade F911 and a full line of stainless steel bolts. Our no-cost outside shop service keeps you stocked at no extra charge. Come by one of our 2 convenient locations in Beaumont and Temecula and visit top-lineindustrial.com. At Top Line Industrial, we don't just sell products, we sell solutions.
Who is the Atua Man? Can you imagine exploring spiritual consciousness through an exotic action-adventure story? The Atua Man is masterfully illuminated in this self-discovery novel by John Stevenson. Dive into the page-turning epic hero's journey, weaving together high action with spiritual revelation. Join the Atua Man and his colorful cohorts as they travel through the majestic Hawaii, the hidden mysteries of Polynesia, and the intrigue, starting with the mysterious healing that breeds chaos in London. This journey guides us through the trials of living in the material world, arriving into enlightened consciousness, perhaps glimpse into the fabric of creation. How is the Atua Man affected by the global healing ministry surrounding him? How does he navigate the complexities of love, forgiveness, life and death, wealth and power? Find out in John Stevenson's TheAtuaMan.com, Apple Books, Amazon, Barnes & Noble.
Your health truly is the greatest gift. At U-Theory, quality of life is at the heart of every product we make. From farm to shelf, we travel the world to source the purest, most efficacious, and clinically studied ingredients to create science-backed supplements that support beauty, emotional, digestive, and physical well-being. All U-Theory products are manufactured at our Southern California facility, ensuring the highest quality standards every step of the way. As a family-owned company, we celebrate the power of human potential with a mission to inspire wellness in all. Try U-Theory Immune Plus Daily Wellness. 100% daily values of vitamin C, D3, and zinc. Go beyond the you of today and catch the you of tomorrow. U-Theory.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state? Did you miss sending out a prior year tax return? The IRS is out to collect now more than ever, and they'll use any means necessary. They legally can and will garnish your wages, take your money, and even seize your property. If you're behind on your taxes, call the tax relief hotline right now at 951-224-9000. That's 951-224-9000. 951-224-9000. You can legally get your tax debt under control, and in many cases, get the breathing room you need. Garnished wages, property seizures, bank levies can stop immediately, but you have to call. Many of our specialists are IRS enrolled agents. They know the system and how to make it work for you. Don't wait for the IRS to come down on you. Act now so you can get your tax debt under control. Call the Riverside office today for free info at 951-224-9000. That's 951-224-9000. 951-224-9000.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Joining our live stream audience, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Don't forget Alexa. Make sure to let Alexa know you want to listen to KMET 1490 AM, and she will play us at any time. What are you doing when life happens? A new survey showing how COVID-19 has changed Americans' milestones and priorities for the future. Did you know 6 out of 10 Americans are planning to make Carpe Diem their new mantra after the COVID-19 pandemic? Of course, 2020 being one of the most difficult years for everyone around the world. A new survey conducted by OnePoll on behalf of nonprofit Life Happens for its annual Ensure Your Love campaign examined the impact 2020 had on people's milestones and priorities. And joining us right now to share with us some of that information is actually Dr. Reena Patel, who's a licensed psychologist and board-certified behavior analyst, and also Faisal Stafford, who is the CEO and president of Life Happens. Good morning. Welcome to the show, both of you.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you. Is this Faisal or Doctor?
It is Faisal.
Awesome. Okay, Faisal, let me start with you. Obviously, Life Happens. Can you share with us what you do there? Because I understand as a nonprofit, you really do things right by people.
Oh, absolutely. So Life Happens is a nonprofit. We are here basically to educate Americans about the value of life insurance and financial planning and how they can take action to secure themselves financially and their loved ones. So all we are is an educational nonprofit. We are really here to make sure that people understand their options when it has to do with life insurance and how they can act upon those options.
Got it. And I could imagine when it comes to life insurance, there's so much misinformation out there. Obviously, it's important, I feel, when you go with a nonprofit that, again, sometimes others are kind of, they skew in one way versus another. How do you keep different than that as a nonprofit?
Well, we're here just basically to educate people. We're not selling anything. We're literally just a repository of data so that when people are looking to purchase life insurance, they know their options, they understand the terms. There's a lot of language, almost like learning a new language. And we want to make sure that we break down those barriers so that the public is much more familiar with the options they have available to them to protecting their loved ones with life insurance and other financial products like life insurance, disability, long-term care, even annuities.
Got it. Okay. So now this study is interesting because I asked our audience, our live stream audience, which is more important to them, financial security, having a successful career, retirement, marriage, or zero debt. Would you like to comment on how this survey really kind of sheds some light on how things have changed since COVID, or has it changed at all?
Oh, it's changed drastically. It's interesting. So when you poll your audience, I don't know what your results were, but I'll tell you that our survey showed that the traditional milestones of the past, like marriage or the successful career that we all hope to get, that's moved down in the rankings. And the very top one is financial security, which would be surprising at any other time other than living through a pandemic. But we've all been affected by the pandemic financially, and all of us have seen how shaky ground we were on. So we're looking to shore up those finances and making sure that everything is in order no matter what happens, whatever new unexpecteds are around the corner.
Now, if I could switch gears just a quick to Dr. Reena Patel. Reena, you currently are working with some of these, like, because you understand behaviors, and what does that mean for us in just in life?
Yeah, behaviors are actions, and they're driven by situations in our environment, by things that are reinforcing. And so this pandemic has really shifted our mindset. It's a natural phenomenon. And understandably, we are going to want to put things in place, control the things that we can. It reduces our overall stress. And money and finances are always top of the list anyways. And so it really has cooperates with what this data is showing us through Life Happens. And I'm not surprised. I mean, the clients, the patients that I have, the family, my own family members, me as a parent of 3, it has put things into perspective. The importance of talking about something that we typically wouldn't have talked about, and that's life insurance, and something that we can actually control, and that is not that hard to do. And we have a resource that can help guide us.
Speaking of the resource, do you meet with just certain family members? Because here's a situation just happened a few weeks ago. I kid you not. One of the family members actually that never spoke about their health all of a sudden ended up in the hospital, and within like 8 days later, unfortunately dead. Now you've got a family, especially her youngest daughter, 17 and a half, who goes, what do I do now? I don't know what her mom had set up in place. Obviously, these are the questions that you never want to have answered after the situation. But how do you do that as a family right now if you haven't already? And especially now, because you just don't know. I mean, like 5 of the family members got it. 4 of them are better, but the one is like now they suffered through this death. How do you address that now?
I mean, well, finances, I'm going to let Asa respond, but what I can tell you, even a personal story that relates. It's so relatable because I too had a family member who passed, a cousin's father of mine, my uncle. And the first question he had asked, because he's an adult, didn't know what finances were in place. And that goes to show us that the conversation didn't take place, right? And so if we're learning anything from this experience is that life isn't invincible. We're not superhumans. And that we need to have a dialogue. We need to have a discussion. And so, yes, things can be worked out, but it's going to be harder. And what the stress and toll it's going to put on a loved one who is left, who doesn't have a finances in place or something for them to do what maybe their goals were to be taken care of. But Faith, please guide us on what should happen during this time.
And Faith,
he is now.
Go ahead.
What we also see is that folks are finally having these discussions at the dinner table. So unfortunately for that family member that you're speaking about, that conversation didn't take place. But what we recommend is make sure you're literally including everyone. Even personally for myself, I made sure my 2 teen daughters know exactly how much life insurance is on myself, my husband, and how much even life insurance they have for themselves, so that they know that they're insurable for the future, no matter what happens. If they get a disease or an incurable disability, they know that they're still insurable. And we have those discussions at every level. It's not something that you use to put fear in someone else. It's literally to assure them that you're taking responsibility for them and their futures, no matter what happens to you. So those conversations should be happening all the time. The great part is that we are seeing an increase in those conversations happening, and previously it might have felt very taboo to talk about, but the pandemic has removed the stigma of these discussions. And honestly, you're also going to be seeing so many more younger people having these discussions than before. Millennials specifically are talking about life insurance like they've never talked about. And interestingly for them, the great part is that they are much cheaper to insure than any other age group. They're usually healthy and they're younger, so their rates are going to be much less expensive, and they can insure themselves with something very similar to the cost of a Netflix subscription. So, having these discussions at different levels with your significant other, with your children at that level that they need to know and understand that they're protected, that's something that we should all be taking out of this pandemic.
Well, I know we're out of time, but I want to say thank you to both of you. Life Happens. Go to lifehappens.org. Again, very simple. You can find out all the information there. And I want to say thank you very much for both of you for bringing some awareness to the issue that we really do have to have these conversations sooner than later.
Thanks, Eric.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So there you go. Seriously, it's one of those discussions nobody ever wants to have, and yet you need to have them ahead of time. You don't ever let these things blindside you. And if so, just make sure to do the proper planning ahead of time. And sometimes it's difficult when you go through brokers of such, which, skew a certain direction, but you can tell they have their heart in the right place. So I appreciate them for spending some time with us. And there you go. Let's see. What are social media saying? Let's see. Rosalie says, by the time I hit my goal, the rules may change. It would be worth getting banned. I'll make a stink and get even more publicity. We're talking about, what are we talking about, Jesse? Help me out.
They're talking about pictures on Facebook.
Oh,
yeah, because Maria got banned 6 months back for posting a post that someone didn't like.
Got it. Oh, that's because you have haters. There's always haters. So there you go. Let's see. She says, Facebook has it out for me. I don't know why. 6 months at a time I got banned for. I even got banned for sharing other pics, not sexy post memes. And the other person shares the same and nothing happens. Oh, I get it. Yeah, that's called a troll. And yeah, that they could be your friends too. And you always know who they are, huh? I had a friend actually say, you know what? I wonder if my profile picture is adequate because they got some like bad information from somebody else, from a family member that said they just wanted attention. I'm like, well, why are you paying attention to people like that? They obviously are in it never to win it with you. They just want to talk bad about you, make everybody else feel bad. That's what I say. But there you go. And some people get paid really good for that type of thing in magazines, right, Jesse? What? There's no judgment. I'm just saying. What?
I thought you said they get paid for trolling people. I was like, what? I get paid for that?
No, I'm talking about posing nude. I'm just what? No. Neither here nor there.
I'm just talking about like just sexy pics in general.
Well, that's called Instagram now. You're right. That's why, right? Like Playboy doesn't. Do they put out magazines there anymore? I don't think they do. I don't think they tried to. Remember that? They tried to do a social media, but they're like, we can't keep up with the internet. So parents, be responsible and be responsible with your kids too. Seriously, don't let them on there too soon. I remember having a friend on Twitter and he was like, letting his kids on Twitter. I'm like, whoa. Twitter's like unbridled information in there. So you got to be an adult to be on some of these platforms, but you got to be careful with the internet. So, but when it comes to trolls, seeking and or attacking whatever you want to do, I say this, they got too much time on their hands. I say to them, you know what, why don't you go spend time, I don't know, learning a new craft rather than hating. Next time somebody hates on your certain type of way of doing anything, whether it's posting a picture, because I used to get reamed sometimes for posting certain pictures. Now, I would sometimes be told by good friends, like, that one makes you look a little silly, that one makes you look this or that. And I'm like, okay, I appreciate that. Thank you. Don't let me look dumb out there. I understand that. But sometimes I'm like, who cares, right? At the end of the day, who cares? So that's my fun. I'm going to stick to it. So there you go. Let's see. Rosalie says, I'm a life agent. I have my state license, and it's really hard to sell life insurance because no one wants to talk about death. Almost like if you buy it, you jinx yourself. I would just switch it up and say, not talking about death, but just talking about life for your family members. When you love your family members and you try to focus on that versus the fact of becoming dead, and even then you're like, it's still not dead. It's still moving on into whatever life that is after death, right? It's called, hey, I'm going to be prepared when I move on to look down or around or whatever, that situation is for your, descendants and or your kids or your family members. You go, God, I'm so glad I thought about life insurance. You know what I mean? Isn't that the thing? I mean, it's not called death insurance. It's called life insurance. So that when they continue living, they can live on the earth, because unfortunately on the earth, we got to deal with money. But when you move on, you don't have to deal with money, right, Jesse?
No, you don't have to deal with money. But yeah, buying life insurance is kind of scary because it's like,
But it doesn't determine that you're going to die. It just determines, obviously, unless you have like a foolproof way of staying alive 100%, I'm ready to go at any moment. If this were my last broadcast, I would be like, oh, well, I got no one to leave money for it. My mom's taken care of. My sister's taken care of. Yeah. So, I'm no biological kids. So I'm pretty much in it to win it. So anyway, but you can't think even like that. You got to think about others as well and try to do what you can. So there you go. Try to make as much money as you can when you can. And if you're not, this is an interesting thing about the study though, Jesse. The zero debt was like the last. Nobody, unless you're that billionaire, which is like, stop attacking me. I'm a billionaire. You guys are all poor. Stop ganging up on me. As a hedge fund manager, basically, you get where I'm going with that? There's no such thing as zero debt right now. It's sad but true. If you can get it. But that's not a priority when you got family. When you got family, you got debt. And our debt's ever increased. It just is. I mean, the country has. What's the country's debt right now?
Too much. Too much to be passing out money to other countries like all willy-nilly.
Yeah, Japan has $9 trillion in debt. Greece has $379 billion in debt. Portugal has $264 billion in debt. Italy has $2.48 trillion in debt. Bhutan has $2.33 billion in debt. Let's see. U.S. comes in at number 8 at $19.23 trillion in debt. Did you know that, Jesse?
No idea. Who are they in debt to? That's what all these countries Each other. I owe you $5 billion. You owe me $6 billion.
Yeah, pretty much. And Spain has national debt of $1 trillion in euros, I think. So there you go. Anyway, all right, people, don't believe the hype. Everybody's in debt to each other. It's a thing. All right, people. Does the U.S. pay their monies? I don't know. They're probably like, I owe you, I owe you, I owe you, I owe you. All right, people, we got to go. Make it a great day, whatever you do. Remember, life is worth living. Live it well. All right, for the rest of you tuning in, let's see what the comments are before we sign off there. Maria says, Twitter, you can post anything, but I like Facebook. Twitter's for Trump hate. It's boring now. It's actually not a completely untrue. There's some good stuff. I posted a very good tweet, and I think it got a little bit of traction there. But I always got to be careful what I show on there. Let's see here. Let's see. I'll pull it up really quick. Let's see. So you can see us here, and if you're not following me on Twitter, by the way, please do so. It's a fun little escape as well. Let's see. Sometimes I go there when I'm bored. I just go like, okay. I won't click on any pictures because you never know what you're going to get. But see, there's our stream right there. Okay, and this one got a lot of traction right there. And if you want to check out your numbers, that was a pretty good one. Without saying how old you are, name one thing from your childhood someone younger would not understand. And that got a lot of traction. Well, I'm not gonna bring up that one, but I posted this one last night, and it was, what would your occupation be if you had followed your childhood dreams? Did you guys respond to that? Let's see. Jocelyn Francisco says, journalist and fashion designer and song composer. I want to do many things. I'm gonna heart that. That's a good one. Let's see. Colleen says, I'd be an attorney. That's awesome. Good job. Let's see. Harold says, actor, Bell and 10. Let's see. Marine biologist. Awesome. Kelly Ryback says, Broadway dancer or wildlife photographer. You know what? I like those. Those go hand in hand. Let's see. Chris says a vet tech, and I heart that. That's, you know what? As a vet tech, wait, are you a vet tech, or you would like to have been a vet tech? Well, I think you should still try it. Let's see. DC promo page says CSI. Mountain Man, Greg Smith. That's awesome. A teacher, but way back then, my math teacher would tell me they don't pay teachers enough money. Oh, Shirley, you know what? I was kind of, you know what? Learn to do other things and quiet my Galaxy phone. Let's see. Anagrammatron says, I don't understand that disease, so I'm not going to post a like on that. A prima ballerina, Christina says, Missy Moo UK. All right. Homicide detective. Wow, Miranda, that's pretty cool. Let's see. And then AJ says, I would have been a detective. Parents didn't allow me to when I was speaking to them about career changes. Aw. All right. Can you guys see these comments? Let's see. Let me make them a little bit bigger here. Let's see. Let me do a couple of things here. I'm just trying to do. So see, there's a lot of goodness there. Watch. And then there's more. And there you go. So follow me. You can follow and heart some of these people. Let's see. Let me scroll down. Let me see a fun one. Gas station attendant, astronaut, a raptor. Francisco. Man of Steel 83. I'm gonna heart retweet that one just because. All right, let's see. Retweet. And let's see. When I was young, I was determined, I like this one, to be both president of the U.S. and a prima ballerina at the same time, of course. I decided teacher would be a good profession. I did earn my bachelor's in education, but lasted only a year before changing careers. You know, I'm going to retweet that. Pretty cool. I don't know where you're from. Clean Guns, middle-aged trans YouTuber, gamer, author, and opinionated geek who also loves to cook. I occasionally tweet 18+ content, so be careful. Well, you know what? Have fun with that. Hey, Crow Device is over there. Truck driver and part-time DJ on the radio. Well, you know what? I'm going to retweet that. Why not? You still have time. Let's see. Jennifer Plotsky says, I wanted to be an actor, so I'm proud to say that's my occupation today. Awesome. Good job. New York City, actress, leading lady, representative, dream maker, talent management. All right. I need some talent management myself. All right. Let's see. And this one, Jay, when I was young, my dream was to work on Halo, my favorite video game. Hold on, let me bring that up. There we go. Now I work in the video game industry and I've turned down offers from 343 to work on Halo, which is crazy. Indie developers are so much more rewarding to work with and passionate about the game. You know, I'm going to retweet that. That's pretty awesome. That's a pretty cool tweet there. All right, let's see. Let's scroll down. Lots of questions. I don't know what that means. All right, let's see. Here's one. If I followed all of my dreams, I would be a NASA astronaut with a double PhD in physics and mechanical engineering. Maybe someday I'll still be able to finish my degrees, but for now, I'm grateful for the life I am blessed to live. That's awesome. I'll retweet that one as well. Why not? We need some funness, especially for the young kids, which are like, wait, what? I could still do this? Firefighter? Hey, good job, firefighter. All right. I don't know if you are still a firefighter, but you know what? Keep going. Here's one. Sherry Fink. I know Sherry. Sherry's a great lady. Her and her husband, just fantastic. She says this, I wanted to be a writer, a teacher, a mother, a princess, and a mermaid. I'm living my childhood dreams as a children's author, entrepreneur. I'm going to retweet that one because I know her personally. And Sherry, keep rocking it. Now, Sherry, actually, I love her story because her and her husband met each other and they're both authors. It's the strangest thing. I met them at Comic Convention and I was like, they help each other out all the time. And you just such a beauty. You know, I'm going to click on her. If you could follow anybody, follow Sherry at Sherry_Fink. Okay. She's a best-selling author, a mermaid who believes in magic. And there she is having some fun. And she dresses up. Let's see. It's my book birthday. Today is a 5-year anniversary of the debut of my romance novel, Cake in Bed. Grateful to my family, friends, and fans who made it one of the most magical nights of my life. Let there be a cake, preferably in bed. Cakeinbed.com. But she also does things for the kids, the little dragon, whimsical world. Look at that. And much, much more. What? She got her own Lego minifigure. It's totally Sherry. But there you go. Where's her hubby? I know he's around here somewhere. Let's see. So, there he is. Look at him. Query like a pro. All right. So there you go. And that's one of her latest, the little dragon. And she goes and when it was safe, I don't know if she does it online, but she would like go to, schools and read and such. So, you know what? Good for her. And her husband as well. Such a great dynamic duo. That's her husband, her hubby. And there they are. Here, that's what I was looking for. Aw. Feeling grateful for our health and togetherness in a year of sacrifices and heartbreaking losses. Aw. May the new year be filled with love, well-being, possibility, and blessings for you and your family. There they are. Aren't they so cute? That's so cute. That's an adorable couple. May they stay happy forever. All right. Let's see. So what do you guys got to say about that? Let us know. And see, I got some good friends over there. So they're not all crazy. They're not all like crazy people. Let's see. Mario says, I have life insurance. Happy I got it. Let's see. Rosalie says, if my husband dies, I need to do a wash and GoFundMe. If I die, he is set for life. I have insurance. He doesn't. So there you go. Let's see. Car wash. Got it. Okay, that's not what you meant. All right. Let's see. All right. So there you go. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Right. So there you go. There we go. So keep replying, keep tweeting, keep retweeting, and all the such. Yay! You followed her. Awesome. Yeah, they're really good. Sherry and her hubby are just so awesome. But back to their story, it's interesting because he writes. They write together, and he writes kid stories. And then I don't know how they met, but it's such a beautiful little story of love. And you could just tell how much in love they are. They just found each other. That's soulmate energy right there. They belong together for life. All right, people. I will see you around the corner. Make it a great day. Whatever you do, remember, life is worth living. Live it well. Bye-bye, everyone.